Okay, welcome to the dressing room. It is December 28th, so we are creeping up on the new year. And so I thought we'd take this time to kind of evaluate what we liked, what we didn't like, what was working, what was not working about our outfits in 2025, and maybe identify a couple things that we want to do a little bit differently, where we want to experiment in 2026. So, I even made a worksheet for you. So if you're the type of person that likes to follow along on a worksheet and like fill things out, write things down, stuff like that, I have a worksheet for you. Let me pop it into the chat so that you have it. And let's see. Oh, Emily, I forgot to copy it over to the clipboard over here. Was that one of the links that wasn't working on the email that I sent?
The email, let me see. Let's see. Follow the YouTube channel. That worked fine. Join the dressing room live was the one that wasn't working. And I don't know where. I'm not seeing like a link. The title is Introducing Undressed. Identity, not aesthetics.
Oh, okay. I sent another email earlier today about the dressing room. Okay. Yeah. But I actually have it on my phone because I wanted to reference it. So I'll just text it directly to you since
sounds good.
Yeah.
Because I normally get your emails pretty quickly. So let me see. Yeah, I didn't get your email.
Okay. You know what? I started using undressed@gmail.com. And when I sent an email from that, even into my like personal email inbox, it went into spam. So I have to double check my like technical things. But I sent you the Google Doc. So anyone, if you're watching live on YouTube, the link is in the chat. You can grab that Google Doc, make a copy of it for yourself, because then you can actually like type in there and just have it all for yourself. And what I love about this is you really can do this anytime that you feel like you need a style reset or just a different perspective. This really isn't specifically geared for like end of year, new year. It's not New Year's resolutions. It's not goal setting. It's not any of that stuff. It's meant to be fun. So let's get into it. I called it style reflection. And to start with, if you're going to do this, set the vibes for yourself. So get comfy, grab a blanket, get into your comfy clothes, make a nice little delightful beverage for yourself, whatever that might be. Play some music, all of that kind of stuff. Like really give yourself the time if you're going to take the time to do this. And then dive in. So, question number 1 is, how have you felt in your clothing recently? And that can be kind of a loaded question. That can be kind of a complicated question. So, I have some suggestions for how to find the answer to that question. First, you can scroll through your photos for the last couple months or the last year. If you're really doing this for 2025, then start at, January 1st, 2025 and scroll through and pull photos that make you feel something, whether it's good, bad, neutral, whatever. Pull any photos that make you feel something. Do definitely make sure you have at least one photo that makes you feel good. Don't do this and then only end up with photos that make you feel bad. Because I know you have at least one that makes you feel good. And also think about any outfits that you may have worn that were memorable to you, but maybe for some reason you don't have any photos of them. This happens to me all the time. I'm horrible at remembering to take photos. especially if I'm hanging out with friends, I'm horrible at remembering to take photos with the friends so that we have photos of us together and photos of what we did. Yeah, everyone's bad at this. One of my best friends, we've known each other since we were 5, and she kind of morbidly jokes that at the end of her life, I'm gonna show up to her funeral and no one's gonna know who I am, and there's not gonna be any photos of the 2 of us together. Um, we've gotten a little better over the last couple years, but it's hard to remember to take photos all the time. So, think of outfits that you might not have actually documented at the time. Now, once you're done with collecting all of those photos, look through them and specifically look at the outfits and the images of you in outfits that you have positive feelings about. Let's start with the positive stuff. Um, Specifically, what were those feelings? So, when you look at that photo, what specific feelings come up for you? And try to remember how you were feeling at that time. Why did that outfit resonate for you? Was it a really great color? Um, did you feel really comfortable? Did you feel powerful? Did you feel sexy? How did you feel when you were wearing that outfit? And how did you feel in specific types of clothing? So whatever comes up for you, write it down in the little workbook. Now, let's look at the photos that maybe you didn't feel so good in those outfits. Same thing. Write down specifically what kinds of feelings were coming up for you about that outfit and how did it make you feel. Really try in this part not to write down things negative about your body or yourself. Write down negative things about how the clothing made you feel. So if it made you feel frumpy, that's a good one. Frumpy is a great word. If it made you feel sluggish, sometimes clothes can make me feel just very low energy. And sometimes that's what I'm going for. Sometimes I'm like, okay, it's a rest day, putting on sweatpants. So write down those feelings that come up for you. And if you're watching the replay on YouTube, definitely pause as much as you need to. Take the time to really get into this, journal about it, fill out the little worksheet if you've decided to download the worksheet, and really get all of your thoughts out on paper or in a journal. So now moving on to question number 2. So we've looked at the past and we've seen specifically how clothing has made you feel in the, recent past. And now let's look into the future. And I want you to look at that list of positive feelings that you came up with and decide which ones you want to keep. You can keep all of them if you want, because positive things are always great. So keep what you want, especially if there's a couple that really jump out to you. Identify like those specifics. Um, you don't have to have a list of 20. You don't only have to have a list of 3. You can have as few or as many as you want. There are no rules. There's no rules here. We're making this up as we go along. We're doing what feels good. So identify all of those positive feelings that you want to hold on to and add to them. So if there's any other feelings or words that come to mind as you're reading through, add them in. Make a really, really robust list of how you want to feel in your clothing going forward. Then look at that list of negative feelings. And wherever possible, find the opposite of that feeling. And maybe it's already on your list, but use that list of negative feelings to kind of guide you in terms of how you do want to feel, because you know you don't want to feel like those negative things. So that's the end of question 2. So now we have an entire list of the ways that we want to feel in our clothes in the coming months, year, whatever, time frame you're looking at this for. And that's why this works for any time. You can use this every single week if you want. You can look back at just the last week, how you felt, and then how you want to feel going into the coming week. It doesn't have to be a whole year. It doesn't have to be 10 years. It could be a day. So, question number 3, what is one thing you can do intentionally to feel more of those feelings that you want to feel? This is where it can get a little bit complicated because it's like, well, I don't know. I just feel if I want to feel comfy, then maybe I wear sweatpants more often. But that might not be fun. So here's some suggestions. Look at the photos that you found, look at the ways that you want to feel, and try to identify things in the photos or in those outfits that you have in mind that kind of made you feel that way. Maybe it was the color, maybe it was the texture, especially when it comes to comfort, coziness, even feeling confident. If the fabric feels comfortable to you, then you're going to feel better. For example, I'm actually noticing as I'm sitting here, this shirt, the fabric is like a little bit itchy. So I'm feeling it on my arm and it's like itching. It's not horrible to the point where I'm like, hang on, I'm going to go change. But it's something to note because if I'm going to go, like, this would be a really great top to wear to dinner. But if I'm going to go to a dinner where I want to feel like maybe it's a business meeting dinner where I want to feel in control, powerful, like I'm, there and I'm going to get what I want out of the dinner, I might not wear this top because I don't want this distracting me. I want to be able to be focused on the conversation at hand. If I'm just going out for drinks with friends, cool, perfect. I don't care that this is, you know, every once in a while I notice it because that to me doesn't matter in that situation. So try to identify some tiny little elements. And actually, the smaller, the better. Maybe you notice that every time you wear a floral patterned top, you feel good. Then that's really important to notice because then you can intentionally wear floral patterned tops more often. And maybe if you only have a couple of them in your closet, maybe I've done this before and it sounds so silly, but I think that we all do this. If I have something that I really love to wear, but also that I only have like one thing in that category, or it's like maybe difficult to wash, or I have to take it to the dry cleaner or whatever, I'll like not wear it. It's like I'll save it for something, for some special occasion. But really, I should be wearing it more often because it makes me feel great. So if you discover that you love wearing floral tops and you only have like 2 of them, but really you'd like to wear one every day, maybe you're kind of avoiding wearing those 2 floral tops because you're like, "Well, today's not a special day. It's just a normal Tuesday, so I'm just gonna throw on my, you know, black V-neck again." But really, you should just wear the floral top because you get to feel great on any regular Tuesday. You get to feel great any day. So, what are some other things that might be those items, or those little, like, elements that make you feel good? We've got color, texture, um, maybe it's a specific shape. Maybe you notice like, for me, I love high waist, wide leg pants. Like, I just feel so cool every time I'm wearing those. So, um, that's something that I would love to wear more often because I always feel good wearing them. Maybe you are realizing that your style has gotten very feminine and you want to try to mix in some more masculine elements. Or maybe you're your style has gone a little bit more masculine and you want to wear more dresses and specifically wear more like flirty, floral, lacy dresses. You can decide whatever you want. So find at least one thing. And if you find a handful of things, that's great. But also, that might be a little bit overwhelming when you kind of get into actually putting it into action. So if you do have a handful of things, then choose one, maybe choose like one per week. That would be a really great starting point. One per week. So let's say you came up with 5 different things. Choose one thing per week for the next few weeks, whatever time period you've decided you're going to do this in. And try to, every day that week, try to use that one element in your outfit and see how it makes you feel. And look at this as an experiment. If you look at it as an experiment, it's going to be a lot easier for you to get a little bit outside of your comfort zone and really play around with the different things that you came up with. So let's move on. So we got through question 3, and the next is your homework. If you're looking at the little worksheet, I called it style homework. And it's really what I just said. Just play around with your clothes. The best thing you can do is just play around and experiment. And I also included a little bonus reflection because one of the things that can really hold us back from even doing any of this, from experimenting with our clothes, from even thinking about how we felt in clothes, even thinking about how we want to feel in clothes, a lot of us are held back by those negative thoughts in our head. And that really is the first step to loving your style, is working through what are those negative thoughts and how can you control them and not let them control you? Because for a lot of us right now, they are controlling us. They are holding us back. They're making us feel really bad. And that's not fair. We don't deserve that. So, what I'd like you to do, this little bonus reflection section, I would love for you to write down some of those negative thoughts that you've been noticing. And I included this at the end of this little segment and this little worksheet because you've probably noticed quite a few of them coming up as you were going through this little process, this little reflection period. Because it's really easy to look at a photo and think, oh, my belly's sticking out, or like, oh, like my face looks really like frail and skinny. It can go both ways, obviously. And those things are really important to notice because if you don't notice it, then it's going to keep coming up and you're going to keep talking to yourself that way. But if you can notice it, then you can do something about it. So write down a few of those negative thoughts. Don't go too overboard. Some of us have a really, 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 really long list. Really long list. But write them down and then choose the one that is on repeat the most in your mind. And start to think about how can you flip that around. A really great example, of course, because I think a lot of people are conscious of their weight. So if a thought that constantly goes through your head is, "Ugh, I'm fat. Oh, I love fat. Oh, I'm too big." And it's about your weight and your body being too large. A really great way to flip that around is look at it as you are strong. You take up space. You can do so much with your body. because you have the body to do it. I feel like, especially with the trend of Ozempic and all of those other things, and it's just the trend right now is everyone's getting skinnier. Everyone being celebrities is getting skinnier and skinnier and skinnier and skinnier and skinnier. And I feel like it's very scary when I see them because, and I see these photos of these women who are just like literally skin and bones. And my first thought is, how are they like standing up? Like, how are they even walking? If you have a body that works and that you can walk and you can do whatever you want to do, that is incredible. So try to take those negative thoughts and flip them on their head and find a different perspective. The other thing that's really important about doing that, though, is you have to believe it. If you just try to tell yourself, I'm strong, but you don't feel it, you don't believe it, you're like, your brain is still going, yeah, but, then try a different perspective. Try a different perspective until you believe it at least a little bit, and then you can practice and you'll believe it more and more and more. But if you don't believe it at all at first, it's not going to sink in at all. It's not going to work. So, come up with a counter argument to one of the most common negative thoughts that keeps running through your head. And the extra credit for the bonus section, if you're following along in the little worksheet, extra credit is to take that thought, the good one, the counter argument, take that counter argument that you're arguing with yourself, but take that counter argument and write it down on a post-it note or write it down, in your notes app on your phone. Write it down in your journal, take a picture of it and put it as the background on your phone. Put it somewhere where you see it daily, preferably when you're getting dressed, because if those are the thoughts that are coming up about the way that you're getting dressed and about your outfits and about your body, make sure you're seeing it during the time that you would be putting together an outfit to also try to counteract that. And read it out loud to yourself. That's the part that people always skip because it feels weird. Like, it does actually feel weird to like have a sticky note on your mirror. It took me a long time to like actually do that, to put a sticky note on my mirror and then actually read it out loud to myself, even when no one else was around. It just felt weird. But once I actually started doing that and actually started talking to myself out loud, things resonated a lot more quickly. So give it a try. I know it's awkward, but just do it. Just try it. Just try it one time. Experiment. Look at it as an experiment and just go for it. So that's my little New Year's little reset for you, your little style reflection. So I hope you enjoyed it. And again, you can use this anytime. So grab the Google Doc, make a copy for yourself, make a copy that you keep as a fresh copy, and then, make one that you do right now. Take advantage of it. It's for you. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you for joining, Emily. Thank you for joining, everyone. And I will see you again next week. And next week, it's going to be 2026. Somehow that has happened. So happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
A happy style reflection. And I will see you next year. Wear what you want.